So the world has changed dramatically. And I think of all the subjects on the curriculum that should be changing with the times is our physical education. I think we've seen enormous changes in the last 5 years. I have a huge interest in research, and I'm seeing kids 15 years of age in transition year with a vascular age of 66 because they're physically inactive. We are failing. As a society, as adults, we are failing our kids if we're letting that happen. And I think physical education is one of those amazing subjects that can have a tremendous impact in both their physical and their mental health.
I really think it's important that we offer as many different physical activity or physical experiences in PE, and you're teaching through a range of activities. I think that's really, really important to give students those opportunities in order to really support them in that, I suppose, becoming those lifelong learners. That's, I think, for me, the first step early on. And I think the learning outcomes based curriculum or specification allows for a bit more of that to happen.
I can see the excitement around learning outcomes, given how flexible they are, how you can plan your teaching in an instructional alignment type manner. I think they offer a lot of possibilities and potentialities.
The first thing to understand about physical literacy is it is a journey. It's a lifelong journey. We can nurture it, we can develop it. Everybody's journey is completely different. Nurturing physical literacy is enabling young people to reap the benefits of physical activity, building this relationship with physical activity that will help them for the rest of their lives.
There's a lot more conversation about identity for a 12, 13, 14-year-old than I ever remember. We were given our genders, and we were in many ways given our class as well, and you think about inequality, the way it affected the educational system. We never really recognized that back when I was growing up. So that's more apparent now as well. I think kids have a lot more fluidity around their identities, clearly, not just in terms of gender, but I also think in terms of friendships and how they form friendships. And I think for a lot of children, a greater difficulty finding themselves in their younger years, because we relied on social convention and teachers and class and all those things in the past.
I would very much back in the day have been a big supporter of the work of Margaret Whitehead and others around the whole area of physical literacy. And then when we move into the world of inclusion and disability and that, it became really apparent to me that we needed to be exploring this in the bigger piece, because where it's really important that we're all able to get up and move, we have to understand why we're moving. And we find ourselves in the world of disability often getting somebody to participate long before they'll actually understand why the benefits of participating, the why, the hows, the wheres and the whens.
In terms of the holistic kind of aspect of physical literacy and the personal development. In my original probably understanding of that, it was just focused on the physical, whereas now I can kind of understand that it's the holistic kind of aspect. Probably as a teacher, I fully believe that the knowledge and understanding is also important, to developing the motivation and the confidence. So that will allow young people to have the confidence and the self-efficacy to be able to participate perhaps in physical activity outside and beyond, let's say, for instance, the physical education classroom.